Hello, welcome back. Happy Halloween. Shoe released a new video. Yay! More Mama Shoe. The man problem. Why are men moving right? Let's get into it.
Hello everyone, and happy 1-year anniversary to my male loneliness epidemic video. I'm happy to announce that since that video uploaded, the discourse has greatly improved.
1 year,
People all
Jesus
around the world are
fucking
taking
Christ.
men's issues more seriously, and the gender war has finally come to an end.
Has it though?
Just kidding, everything has gotten worse and nobody has learned anything. From the witches on The View cackling about how men are useless.
Do we need men?
Oh my god.
Men are useless. I mean,
Yeah, because we totally want to listen to dried up, crusty women with dried up ovaries about how useful men are when they're on an expiration limit.
To women
But sure.
online saying they'd rather be stranded in the woods with a bear than a man.
Would you rather
just
be stuck
fucking
in a
stupid.
forest with a man or a bear?
The bear. Bear.
It seems that things have gotten
They're
more
fucking
toxic
idiots,
than
dude.
ever, and the gender divide couldn't be any wider, especially politically.
In 2008, 58% of young people leaned Democratic. 2012, 53%. And in the last two major election years, that percentage held steady at 55%. But in 2023, that number dipped below 50% for the first time since 2005. And you'll notice right here, they've started to lean more Republican. And that's partly because of one specific group, young men.
Shit. The man problem. Yay!
Okay, I know I said I was going to focus on the gender war and not talk about politics for a while. However, I found a loophole. Politics is talking about gender war. With this election being hailed by the media as the man versus woman election, according to
fucking
any
God,
and all
dude.
data coming out recently, men all around the world
A wide ideology gap is opening up between young men and women in countries across the world. Oh, liberal conservative. Oh, okay. That's okay. There are weird timelines. US is at 90, Germany's at 80, UK's also at 90, but then we have Korea at 05.
have shifted more right, and women have shifted more left. But women going more left was not the focus of this month's outrage. The outrage, of course, was about men. That's right, we got
Of
our yearly, oh no, what is happening to men? Why are they moving to the right? Freak
Oh, all of a sudden they care now. All of a sudden they care. Now that election time is coming up, all of a sudden it's men's issues must be addressed, even though like for the past 3.5 years it's been fuck men are shitty, women, girl, go boss.
out. But unlike last year, this freak out isn't solely happening on the internet, no. It's also happening in Washington, D.C.
There are
Oh,
only
boy.
46 days until Election Day, and the Harris-Walz campaign is struggling to appeal to a group of voters that could determine the outcome of the election, and that is men.
The Harris campaign is making an aggressive...
Did y'all see that shitty fucking ad they put out? It was horrendous, dude.
last-minute effort to win over younger male voters.
Am I really gonna make a video criticizing the Democratic Party days before the election?
Yes.
Of course I am. Now before
Yay!
you celebrate or grab your pitchforks, this is
Fucking
not
voice.
a pro-Trump video. This is a do better video. This is a mommy's not mad, she's disappointed video.
Oh god.
Actually, I lied. Mommy's pretty mad. In this video, I am going to
Don't
be
say
addressing the
that
Democrats'
shit. You're a mother
so-called
now.
man problem, the recent discourse about men moving right, the last-minute pandering the Democratic Party is doing to get them back, what they could be doing instead, and of course, going over some terrible opinions. Not my opinions. I have never had a bad opinion in my life. Except that one opinion.
We all know that.
We
one
don't
we're
talk about
talking
that one opinion. In a world where it
Oh, we're
seems
gonna
like
talk about
everything
it.
men do and like is toxic, from eating meat to working out to even having a beard. Oh wait, that
fuck
reminds
you.
me. Before we get into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to today's video sponsor, Henson Shaving.
Sponsor.
Used a multi-blade razor, you're probably familiar with this story. Irritation, razor burns.
Oh,
and
it's gonna
maybe
be a
even
single bladed
ingrown hair.
razor?
Studies
Safety
show
blade?
2/3 of men experience some form of irritation after shaving. It's something they just expect at this point. They deal with overpriced
Yeah, that's why I
blades,
stopped shaving
irritated
entirely.
skin, and think that's just the way it has to be. Until now. Henson Shaving is on a mission to improve shaving with real innovation and a focus on your skin's health. Their razors are made with solid aluminum, making them not only durable, but
safety
environmentally friendly too. There's no plastic involved at all, even in the packaging. And the blades are fully recyclable. What really sets Henson apart is their engineering, with their Henson AL-13 safety razor being manufactured in an aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This precision allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. The razor prevents any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave every time. Henson even partnered with a
how would
medical
you
imaging
know?
startup, and results indicated that the Henson AL-13 razor significantly reduces razor burn in comparison to conventional multi-blade razors. Since I switched to
despise
using
razor
Henson
burn.
as my go-to razor brand, my shaves have been more silky and smoother than ever. No more burns or cuts, just a close shave that feels amazing. In other
Them
words,
legs must be silky
no more
smooth.
leg beard. The best part is, once you
Yeah.
invest in a Henson razor, it's a lifetime purchase. The only thing you need to repurchase are the blades, which only cost 10 cents each. 10 cents. So once you own a Henson razor, you'll only be spending $3 to $5 a year on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying those expensive plastic cartridges. Henson store offers a variety of colors, so you can pick the razor that best fits your style. So head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and use my special discount SHOE at checkout to get 100 blades for free with your purchase of a Henson razor. Your skin and your environment will thank you. Big thank you to Henson for sponsoring this video, and thank you for not skipping the ad. You didn't skip the ad, right? And now,
No, not this time.
if you are a regular viewer to the Shoe0nhead channel, first of all, I'm sorry. But also, you know by now, I have been documenting the internet and society in general's growing and widely accepted hatred of men. This has been happening for a very long time. And if you dare spoke up about it, you were called an incel or a pick-me, depending on your gender. But seemingly, almost out of nowhere, there has been a change of heart.
Oh, yeah, all of a sudden.
Men are in crisis, actually, in this country. I think that plays out different ways. But
Wait, what? Is the Trump campaign's male-dominated culture losing woman votes? What? Or what? I don't understand that question. What? Is the Trump campaign's male-dominated culture losing women votes? No, I don't think it is. I mean, I'm gonna be real with y'all. If the dude is voting for Trump, their partner's probably also voting for Trump. Because ain't no way a Trump supporter is dating one of these crazy ass Hillary supporters.
I think we need to have a real
Or
conversation.
any fucking
about that.
liberal in
Wow,
general.
That's interesting. Mainstream media talking about this? I wonder why they care so much now.
All of a
Democrats
sudden.
fear Harris losing too many male voters to Trump.
Ah, that's
Signs
why.
have been mounting that, for the first time in recent decades, Democrats may lose majority support from young men in 2024. The risk to
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Could it be because y'all demonized us and made us feel like shit and inferior? I mean, it's funny because the Fox, I don't know if it was Fox or some other anchor, but they literally said that they put zero to no effort in men and addressing men's issues, and whenever men bring anything up, they fucking just shit on them. And she was like, "So what? You just want me to kill myself at this point?" That's literally what she said on air on TV. And the anchor said, "Because that's what men feel like right now. Like no one cares except for Trump, which is why they're voting Trump." And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, that's pretty logical thinking if you ask me.
Democrats is that this is not just a one-time fluke, but an indication of growing trouble with men in coming elections. Democrats can celebrate the support they are getting from young women, but they also need to take the disaffection of young men seriously, engage them directly, and respond to the visions of manhood and masculinity that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are offering. Alright, Kamala, you got 2 weeks to reverse anti-male propaganda and resentment fueled by our government, media, and institutions. How you gonna do it? Harris campaign creating space for white dudes. Oh,
God.
that's a great idea. I mean, a little too late, but I'm glad you're finally doing to be honest about role in history. Oh. It's always a space for white men to talk about how much they suck.
What made you start this group, White Dudes for Harris? And I suspect some of it has to do with the polling.
Yeah, for far too long, the left had...
It's funny because everyone in that fucking Dudes for Harris ad, they were either gay or failed actors and no in between. I think they were all gay, actually, and half of them were also failed actors. I can tell you, not a single fucking one of those dudes in that fucking commercial was a straight man, dude. Because the shit that they were saying is fucking wild.
Has essentially seeded white.
I think we saw the Brett Cooper
to the
video
MAGA
about
right.
it.
There's large parts of the left who have gone out of their way to alienate white men over the last couple of years. And that's understandable in many ways. We decided that we wanted to create space for white men to be a part of electing Vice President Harris.
At the top of the call, White Dudes for Harris organizer Ross Morales Roquito said he wanted to address what he called the elephant in the room, criticism surrounding an event organized for white men given the country's history of racism.
Oh my God.
A lot of people felt uncomfortable about the call, he said.
Why do we always have to go back to racism and slavery, man? Who gives a shit? It's gone. It's over. It's done with. People want to take 9/11 out of history books. How about we take slavery out of history books? How about that? Oh no, if you say that, you'll be crucified. This is obviously a joke. Both are horrendous, but at the same time, it's like, okay, you want to bring up slavery? Okay, how about I, as a Mexican, bring up the fact that Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, Utah, and California were all taken from the native Mexican farmers that were here and forced out and forced down south. You don't see us complaining about reparations and shit. You don't see us marching down the streets being like, we demand that the white man pay us reparations for taking our sacred farming land. I don't see that. But then it becomes about race, and it's like, we obviously have to point out white men and racism and slavery. And it's like, bro, this is getting old real fucking quick. Like, bro, like, oh my God, it's like so fucking stupid.
Throughout American history, when white men organized, it was often with pointy hats on. They can't even have their gay little Zoom call where they circle jerk about hating themselves without their own movement going, yikes! A bunch of white males in one space? Seems kind of like the KKK. Black people can have their little groups and that's fine, but if a bunch of white people get together, well, that's just called breadtube.
What?
Never mind. White Dudes for Harris. I mean, she's doing pretty bad with Latinos, too. What's next? Hombres con Harris?
Oh my God, I'd lose my...
Oh. So basically, men are leaving the Democratic
Wait,
Party.
what? She can get on her knees and suck my cock. That's what she can do, and I might consider voting for her, but this is so not the way to go. I swear to God, if she says she's fucking Latino next, I'm gonna flip my fucking lid, dude. I'm gonna flip my lid.
Oh. So basically, men are leaving the Democratic Party in droves, and it's not.
She is a
because they vote for the
fucking
Democrats.
racist.
So it wasn't
Not
long
Shoe
until
Kamala.
everyone's favorite
What a
discourse hit
fucking
Twitter
racist
again.
bitch.
If Kamala loses, which is very
Oh my
possible,
God.
there needs to be a real discussion about how Democrats speak to and reach young men. If Kamala loses.
No, when she loses.
If she wins, there doesn't have to be a discussion. We shouldn't change anything. Clearly, we're doing everything right. To be clear, I'm not saying we need to worry about women less
pray to
or
God
change
she
any
loses, dude.
positions. I'm
not
saying
religious,
the
but I
polling
hope to
around young
God
men is
she
concerning.
loses.
And if it turns out to be true, we need to have a discussion about how condescending we are coming off to a huge part of the electorate. To be clear, I'm not saying we have to change anything. I'm just wondering why men aren't voting for us. What? I am gonna regret posting this so hard. And boy, did he. The replies were insane, to say the least. I must admit,
plus
I cringed reading
ratio!
this. I feel that one thing you didn't address is the systemic entitlement bestowed upon white men in the U.S.
Oh my
That sense
God.
of entitlement, that privilege they felt for eternity, is eroding. Systemic entitlement they have felt for eternity? They're like
What?
22 years old. The f do you mean eternity? Who is this like 200-year-old man? So young men are snowflakes with hurt fifis because they're not the center of attention anymore. Got it. So are they poor little snowflakes, boo-hoo, or are they scary fascists that are gonna turn America into the Handmaid's Tale? Because they can't be both. You either care about the future, or you don't. You cannot simultaneously hand wave away men moving to fascism, but also fearmonger about it. Hi,
Oh my
men.
God. I fucking despise all this fucking fascist shit when people don't even know what actual fascism is. Like, holy shit, I literally spent 2 fucking days at work just listening to like fucking what fascism actually was and the whole shit with Germany during World War II and how Hitler rose to power and all that shit, and I'm like, you guys are comparing this to Trump? Trump was already in office for 4 fucking years and he left. He is no longer in office. He is rerunning to get back into office. Why would he not have just, you know, taken control when he could have, when he was doing his first 4 years? It's like, make it make sense, man. Make it make sense.
Man here.
The brainwashing on the fucking liberal side is fucking insane, dude. So insane. Trump increased minimum wage and the paychecks for our military. That means he's militarizing. He must be a fascist. No, it couldn't be the fact that he just wants our soldiers to have more money, right?
Maybe men just need to stop being absolute pieces of dog shit. It seems like the easiest thing to do, right?
Oh, yes.
I don't feel alienated or uncomfortable with democratic messaging because I'm not a complete wannabe fascist cheese dick incel loser who thinks he's the good guy.
I think you might be projecting
Reddit and its
there, buddy.
consequences have been a disaster for the male race. They just need to get off their asses, stop playing video games, and get real jobs. First of all, what real jobs?
What?
These guys are coming out of college with useless diplomas and there are no jobs. Also,
Yeah.
what an out of touch
What constitutes a real job, you fuckhead? What, should men just be out working the fields? And shit, is that a real job? They need to be farmers? Oh, wait. The government fucked over the farmers. So there's no farmer jobs. Okay, what, industrialized jobs? Oh, okay. All the companies are taking their shit overseas. Or down south to Mexico. So there's no industrial jobs. What, city jobs? Yay, great. So we could get paid the federal minimum wage of $7.50 an hour? Yeah, that'll be great. Like, what?
boomer ass take. Get off your ass and stop playing those video games from the generation who watches TV 24/7. I don't want to hear it. Tell them to get therapy. Tell them whatever you told or gave to women in the 1950s. They made this bed. Let them sleep alone in it. Or be f***ing better men. Any other group of people and it's, oh, boo-hoo, poor baby. Let me rewire all of society so your feelings aren't hurt. And then with men, it's get therapy. Be f***ing better. While there is truth in messaging needs to be better from Democrats as a whole, I reject that telling young men they need to be better is the problem. They are trash in their nature, and if they can't do the work,
Aren't you a
to not
dude?
be
What the fuck are you on
waste
about?
of seed, that's on them. Vote for my team, by the way. We may not want to hear it, but this is what the data reflects.
This just reminds me of that other Shoe0nhead video where we had that fucking soy boy being like, they just want all the things they don't deserve. And some other fucking random shit excuse for being a soy boy.
There is a massive loneliness epidemic in this country which is disproportionately affecting men. Instead of calling them incels or mocking them, we should be willing to hear out their concerns. Wow, a surprisingly good tweet in a sea of
Where is it?
bullshit. That's
Where's
nice
the
to
catch?
see. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming you're a straight white man, so yeah, go do something about it. Why are you guys bothering the rest of us with this? I can't figure it out. Because I would like for Democrats to win the election. Why do you care about men suffering? Because I want to win the election. Amazing. This is the issue right here. Start seeing men as people and not numbers in polls. That is step one. You can't.
Well, I mean, the Democratic Party has always only, as of recently, has always only just seen people as numbers for them to swindle. They did it with black people when they said Kamala was black, even though she's Indian. They fucking do it all the time with, it's either fear mongering or hating on people just to try to get a vote. It's fucking pathetic to see the legacy of JFK and all these amazing other democratic presidents go down the fucking drain thanks to the modern day Democratic Party. It's fucking insane, dude. Never in a million years did I think the party that held Richard Nixon would turn out to be the good guys in our country.
Can't even do step one. Anyway, there were thousands of these kind of tweets in response to this guy. You get it. We've seen it all before. If I went through all of them, this video would be 3 hours long. White dudes for Harris wasn't the only strange attempt the Democrats threw out at the last second to get the male vote.
Hey, white dudes. So
oh god, not the Harris ad.
How much we suck. Every time you go online, it's the same story. We're the problem. And yeah, some white dudes are. Trump and all his MAGA buddies are out there making it worse.
Are you f***ing kidding me? Years of these people saying men suck and are the problem, and now they're like, hey fellow men, are you sick of being told you suck and are the problem? The audacity. Apparently, Kamala Harris has a secret weapon to win over male voters.
Kamala Harris is turning to her running mate, Tim Walz, hoping
he is
the secret weapon who can chip away at...
Oh yeah, Tim Walz, an old white dude. They're like, white men are evil, but listen to this old white man tell you how white men are not evil in our party. Like, what is this? What? My brain is like,
Donald Trump's support from men.
Much like how Trump chose Pence to win over the more establishment Republican voters, Kamala seems to have chosen Tim Walz to try and win over the white male vote.
Here's my question. If Kamala is really all about minorities and women and people of color, why didn't she pick a female person of color VP? Let me ask you that. Why'd she go with an old white dude? Why didn't she pick a woman or a person of color? Is it because there's an agenda they're trying to push?
And boy, are they trying. Now, I don't hate Tim Walz. In fact, I was pleasantly surprised when they chose him over Josh Shapiro. I like a lot of his policies, like his universal school lunch policy. That's an amazing policy. You'd have to be an insane freak to disagree with that, or a libertarian. But I repeat myself. And there were a few times where he was speaking where I completely forgot he was running to be Kamala's VP and not president himself. And he actually brought a lot of energy to the Democratic stage for once. So what the f was this? Putting out a bunch of ads of Tim Walz changing the air filter in a car, clumsily shooting a gun.
Oh yeah, he didn't even know how to load in a hunting shotgun, dude. Mister, I would go load up my rifle in my truck after high school and go pheasant hunting. Doesn't know how to load a Beretta A400, dude. I'm like, oh my god, it's one of the easiest shotguns to load.
Drawing a political football play-by-play, trotting out Walz like some kind of minstrel show of a white man, like a man dressing up like a man for Halloween. You don't gotta do all this, bro, I promise you. And they don't shy away about how that's exactly what they are trying to do. Tim Walz is clearly a Midwest man's man, but he's the antidote to toxic MAGA masculinity. Despite his typically masculine resume as a Midwestern football coach and veteran, Walz
He wasn't a football coach. He was a football coach's assistant. He isn't a veteran. That's stolen valor. I find offense to that as an actual Navy veteran who unfortunately got separated during COVID because of COVID while I was at boot camp. It was ass. But yeah, I digress. This is fucking bullshit, dude.
Walz is utilizing those qualities to push forward a more progressive, compassion-based form of masculinity. Part of being a vice president is understanding that you are just that, someone who is there to aid and support the president. Walz simply being there on the ticket with a woman and taking a back seat to his running mate, Vice President Kamala Harris, is him embracing his leadership role in a positive
Ah, yes. The most masculine trait of being extra submissive. Yes, yes. You know what's hella masculine? You being submissive. A submissive little soy boy. That's hella masculine, dude. Can't even protect anyone who runs from a fight immediately and pulls out their phone, and then when the fight is ending, they immediately turn around and start calling you a pussy, saying, 1v1 me, even though they'd get their ass handed to them. And yes, I am making fun of that fucking dude that's now trapped in Korea.
masculine way. Football coach and cheerleader. How Tim Walz is defining masculinity. Amy Deal, a sexism researcher and author of the 2023 book Glass.
Okay, so she's a researcher in underwater basket weaving. All right, let's establish that real quick.
Walz told USA Today that men like Walz who are intentional about rejecting traits and beliefs commonly dubbed.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If men really had it easy, we would see more women transitioning to men and men not transitioning to women at all. But we don't see that. We see people being who they want to be and who they are, who they feel they are inside.
Dubbed as toxic masculinity are the tonic to harmful stigma associated with expectations of men and boys. He shows you can be masculine, but also not threatened by women as equals or women who are in positions of power. In fact, you can be cheerleaders for them. Notice the common theme here: taking a back seat, cheerleading. Like 5 different articles I read specifically use this word cheerleading. Even a few about Kamala Harris's husband, Doug. God knows we need an antidote.
All right, yeah, that's another point. She doesn't have kids at all. So she hasn't and she married a white man who has like whose kids were already like either graduating high school or entering college. They were like one of his kids was was like in like 11th grade and the other one was already in college, and she fucking came out and was like, as a mother, like she fucking raised them, dude. Fucking insane.
For all the lousy men in the news, and I think I found one. A lovable goofball who is happy to cheerlead for his wife, the vice president of the US. Thank God for Doug Emhoff. Successful guys can support.
Oh yeah, he was definitely cheering for his wife. I bet he was totally cheering for his wife when he was plowing that maid. The entire time he was fucking porking her, he was probably like, "Let's go, Kamala. Let's go, Kamala."
Their wives and be respected. You don't have to be the quarterback to play the game at an elite level. Emhoff and his breed of dudes who are giving it their best shot may never be as come hither to lost young men as the militant Andrew Tate models of manhood, but they are out there, and, not unlike good husbands, will appear when they are needed. From the outside looking in, the right promises young men a return to the good times, of the glorious past. You know, the one your grandfather had. The Coca-Cola ad rose-tinted version of the past. Back when you can afford a house and support a family on one income. While the left, which historically...
It's insane the fact that, oh my god, it's insane the fact that milkmen were able to afford a nice house, a car, and still maintain a family of three being wife and 2 kids. It's insane that you used to be able to be a milkman and be able to afford a nice living and build a family and buy a house and a car. And nowadays, you can't even do shit. It's fucking insane.
Historically, in my opinion, had the policies to make that happen, are instead trying to sell men a vision of the future. And well, the future is female. A future where you're no longer playing the game, men. You're on the sidelines being a cheerleader. Doesn't that just sound so exciting? Like, what the hell is going on inside these DNC consultant meetings? I really gotta know. Does anyone have any ideas on how to appeal to young men? And please, for the love of God, do not say we have to offer them in any way. I got it. What? Camo hats. We did that. Vasectomy bus. We did that.
They That's insane to me, dude. That is fucking insane.
Have you perhaps tried nagging them? Yes, we've been doing that. Say, you know that whole male loneliness epidemic thing?
Oh my god.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Oh,
Make fun of them even more with
Nice
that.
place. Have you been here before?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite spots.
Oh my god, is this the fucking voting ad?
I bring everybody here. I said not going on.
Oh, it is.
But
Where the fuck are these I didn't vote stickers?
Hey men, if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, women won't fuck you. Brilliant. Young men should know that if you vote for Trump, you're basically never going to get laid. I mean, is it incorrect? Don't think so. Trump gives girls the ick. Vote Harris.
Is that why he has a beautiful wife and all these amazing kids? If Trump really gave girls the ick, there wouldn't be women at his rallies.
Get laid. They are not beating the pretending to be progressive to get laid allegations with this one. Literally just endorsing woke fishing. When men pretend to be more progressive on dating apps to get laid. Do not do this, by the way. Be open and honest about your opinions. And
Oh yeah, I just don't even have what my fucking political view is on dating apps. I just leave that blank. But if I see liberal, I'm like, on a woman, and I'm like, oh, fuck. But then again, I'm in California, so all the women here are liberal, which is like, I want to die. I want to move. I want to move, but I don't have money because I'm poor. Lower Satra is ass.
And no, you cannot fix them. Also, pretty weird and like low-key sexist to imply like women are some prize for voting the correct way. Hey, and if all else fails, go after the Gooner vote.
Oh! Sorry, you can't do that.
What the hell, man? How'd you get in here?
I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we're banning porn nationwide.
I'm sorry. I love this ad. The one time
So many things wrong with that ad, dude.
they speak to men directly, and it's, hey men, the Republicans are gonna take away one of the only vices you use to numb the pain. So vote for us. Bleak. Just the absolute state.
I will say, if the Republicans actually did ban porn, it would probably fix a lot of porn addiction issues that are currently going rampant in our state, more specifically within young men. So this would actually be a blessing in disguise. They're advocating for them now.
State of the world right now. Also, was that Germa? Believe it or not, this wasn't the worst of it.
I'm a man.
Oh God, it's this sad.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat. Man enough to cook my steak rare. You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast. I'll tell you.
You don't even, you my guy, you look like you've never even been underneath a car.
Another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
When I first saw this, I thought it was a parody created by Republicans to make fun of how hard the Democratic
Oh
Party
no,
is
the
trying to
parody is way funnier.
But alas.
I love women. I love women who support their families. Women who decide not to have families.
Women who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help them win.
Everything from them directed towards men has to have like this tone of irony or self-deprecation. They can't even do it sincerely. But apparently, white men aren't the only demographic Kamala is struggling with.
This is the Democratic margin among black men under the age of 45 in presidential elections. You go back to November of 2012, what do you see? You see Obama by 81. Clinton only won him by 63. Then we're all the way down to Biden last time around by 53. A tremendous drop already.
The
And
lowest
then you
since
take a look at the average of the most recent
1960.
polls, and
That's
Kamala Harris
hilarious,
is up by
dude.
only 41 points.
Democrats deployed their ultimate weapon, Barack Obama. At a campaign stunt for Harris on Thursday
Oh
in
my
Pittsburgh,
God,
Obama
dude.
said that despite Harris raising upward of $1 billion, we have yet to see the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. That lag in energy, he added, appears, quote, to be more pronounced with the brothers. You're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that, he said, because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman for president, and you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. Once
They literally just showed that Kamala had, not Kamala, fuck Kamala, that Hillary had way more votes, way more support from the black community than Kamala. So if they're not, oh shit. So if they're not feeling a woman president, why would there be, why did Hillary gain such huge numbers? What? That makes no sense. You're saying that the brothers aren't feeling a woman president, yet Hillary had a way bigger turnout than Kamala. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. The logic there is flawed.
Once again, their only tactic seems to be getting in a man's face and going tisk tisk bad boy. Like a dog that just peed on the carpet. It's not 2014 anymore, Barack. Nobody cares about sexism, motherfucker. We can't afford groceries. What's crazy is, as far as I know, Kamala herself has never played the woman card. She has never played the sexism card. In fact, she actively pushes against it.
You've been reluctant to lean into, to talk about the historic nature of your candidacy on the campaign trail. Why is that? Well, I'm clearly a woman. I don't need to point that out to anyone. The point that most people really care about is, can you do the job? And do you have a plan to actually focus on them?
I was proud. It's like they finally learned from Hillary Clinton's failure. But that didn't stop the media or Barack Obama from doing it for her. Thanks, Obama. For oldie Zoomers, thanks, Obama was a meme in like 2008. Yeah. It was funny back then. That would have slapped. While I was writing this video, Kamala and Gretchen Whitmer were getting ready to film a video at a bar together when Kamala was apparently caught on hot mic saying this.
Yeah. Oh, we have microphones and listening to everything. I didn't realize that. Okay. So, well,
You'll
now you
bleep
tell
my
us.
F words.
We just told all the family secrets. Shit.
We need to move ground with men, so what we're gonna do is pretend to drink beer at a bar. Men like beer, right?
Cheers.
I'm personally a hard liquor kind of guy.
Just talk about policy. Just be yourself. Just listen to men and what they want. Kamala, all you gotta do is talk. Actually, no, now that I think about it, that might make it worse. Put Tim Walz out there, okay? Let Tim Walz do the talking. Don't dress him up as a man. You wanna know how to speak to men? Go to where they are. A good place to speak to young men is the Joe Rogan podcast, which Kamala hinted at going on, but then that never happened.
She canceled.
And instead, Trump went on, and that episode hit like 20 million views in a day. But like, can you blame her? Joe Rogan is just one of the most popular podcasts in the world with a majority young male audience.
It's funny, she said no, and people are trying to spin it like Joe Rogan's the one who said no. Joe Rogan gave her specific conditions, which weren't even that harsh. It's just come on down and we'll have a discussion. And Kamala's fucking campaign essentially sent him an email that said, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to come to us. You're going to memorize this script. You're going to ask these questions and nothing more. And Joe Rogan essentially said, nah, fuck that. Joe Rogan essentially was like, no, that's not the Joe Rogan experience. You need to come to me for the Joe Rogan experience. It's the Joe Rogan experience, not the Kamala Harris experience. Dude, like, what? But the media, of course, is like, Joe Rogan denies interview with Kamala Harris. It's like, no, she denied the interview when she started making demands of Joe Rogan.
Audience. I hate it here. Every time this topic comes up, so does the topic of like Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, internet algorithms, Gamergate, whatever.
There is a massive amount of right-wing radicalization.
Oh, this fuckboy.
Especially in younger male spaces. Any hobbies whatsoever, whether it's playing video games, whether it's working out, whether it's, I don't know, listening to like a history podcast.
You look like you get pegged by women and you enjoy it.
Is right-wing sentiment being expressed by individuals that they find charismatic.
But you can only blame internet algorithms for so much for so long.
Yeah, the fucking rich boy pretending to be a socialist. You should totally listen to him. Listen to the rich boy with his millions of dollars and his mansion and his fancy cars tell you that the government needs to be more socialist. All right, fuck boy, give away your cars. Downsize your house to a 5-bedroom house. Not a 5-bedroom. I'm fucking stupid. To a 3-bedroom house, 2-bathroom. That's what I meant to say. Like give up all this shit that you have. Don't donate the money, but you won't. Because you are a hypocrite.
This automatic assumption that any dissent from liberal mainstream thought could only be caused by manipulation or brainwashing from podcasters is honestly a cope in my opinion, and just an easy excuse for failing to reach anyone beyond your own subreddit. As if this all wasn't the result of like a stagnant neoliberal corpo hell world that created a vacuum that was just waiting to be filled with any kind of populism. The crazy thing is, the Democratic Party did have a candidate who successfully spoke to the demographic that they are currently trying so hard to reach. His name was Bernie Sanders. And every time he did speak to that demographic, or say he was concerned that the Democratic Party didn't do enough to speak to that demographic, he was called a sexist, a racist, he was backstabbed multiple times, and cheated out of winning the Democratic primaries. His fans were called Bernie Bros, and constantly berated as sexists and misogynists. His campaign was too white and too male, and this apparently was a top priority to remedy in future campaigns. We were told he was just like Trump and, quote, appealed to angry white men. Well, who's trying to appeal to angry white men now, bitch? It's almost like Bernie's hyper-focus on working class issues, bread and butter issues, and populism was naturally attractive to men. No football or beer required. I miss him. And you know what? Maybe this shift with young men has less to do with who's holding the football and more of what happens when the DNC spends all their time and energy trashing the little bit of populism in their movement. And if you ask me, handing conservatives a monopoly on anti-establishment rhetoric on a silver platter was probably their first mistake. They kind of gave up on that bread and butter New Deal stuff for identity politics, and if you deny this, you are either lying or coping. The physical manifestation of the left has gone from the vision of the blue-collar union worker to a nagging, scolding fat woman with blue hair, barging into everyone's spaces and culturally colonizing them. Change this, change that, I don't like this, I don't like that. It's just incredible for me to witness years of anti-male rhetoric finally come back to bite the left and Democrats in the ass. Watching these chickens come home to roost has just been both incredibly depressing and deliciously vindicating to me in a sick way, and I'm not sure if I should lend out a helping hand or Mufasa them off this fucking cliff. Some Democrats it's too late to realize the problem. These Democrats worry that the party has focused too much on courting women voters, LGBTQ voters, and culturally progressive voters, alienating too many men in the process. There's a recognition that we're losing men, and the things we're doing around men haven't been working. I think a lot of it is a reaction to social progressivism done the wrong way, says David Hogg. Young men, he says, feel like progressives look down on them for saying the wrong thing, even when it's a mistake. That discomfort is enough to drive them away from the Democratic Party, even if they don't necessarily agree with Republicans. They would rather be around someone they don't agree with who doesn't judge them, than somebody they do agree with who judges them constantly. Men aren't moving right because they are choosing fascism. They are moving right because the left made them the villains in their anime fan fiction. It's not that they all like Trump, it's that they all hate you. And no amount of camo hats is going to fix that. But do not get it twisted. I do not in any way, shape, or form believe the GOP is going to help men. I don't think they're going to help anyone. Except maybe Israel. Do I think all of the left is some hyper woke fat lady wagging her finger in men's faces like no fun allowed? No. If I did, I wouldn't call myself left-wing. I'm not a Democrat, I'm a registered independent. But the Democratic Party is historically better on policy, and despite their messaging, even when it comes to helping men. Healthcare, higher wages, paid family leave, labor protection, social security, things Republicans have always fought against. And I think that's why this is extra frustrating to me. I don't say this with any love for the Republican Party. In fact, if anything, I say it with love for the Democratic Party. I fucking hate them, but deep down, I wish they could be better. I'm doing this for your own good. Shh. Go sleep, shh. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep, Grandpa Joe.
I just hope that whether Kamala wins or loses, the party can take a step back and evaluate what they're doing wrong. Because I don't think the Democratic Party should be the party for the gays and women. I think the Democratic Party should be the party for everyone, including angry white men. So in your opinion, what could the Democratic Party do to win back young men? Can they do anything? Are they fucked? To me, it might take decades of work to fix.
At this point, they're just fucked, dude. Like, they're just fucked. Because all they've done for, like, the past, 8 years is just Ever since Trump got elected into office, they've just been shitting on white men and men in general, making them seem to be like they're inferior. And that's fucking bullshit, dude. Considering you're supposed to be the party of love and peace and all this other fucking shit. Unity and union. Yeah, you'll turn around and be like, men bad, men evil, men deserve less. Like, gee, no wonder men don't want to fucking vote for you.
The culture, the rot that infests the progressive ideology. It is going to take a lot of work to fix, but I think it's worth it, not just for the Democratic Party's sake, but just for society's sake. If you like this video, please consider donating to my Patreon, link down below. It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate it so much. Also, thank you for 2 million subscribers. That's insane.
Let's go!
And I will see you guys with a new video soon. Bye!
Define soon, June. Define soon. Because, see, this was released today. Your last video was a month ago, so define soon. I mean, a video every month isn't bad, especially the type of shit she does. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this little reaction video on the man problem. Why are men moving right? Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Have a discussion. Be nice to each other. Don't insult each other. Have a civil discussion in the comment section of why you think men are starting to move more right or more progressive or more not progressive, more conservative, you know, more right wing. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and happy Halloween.